stop. Help me, please. Help me, please. I am an old woman now, almost at death. The world knows me as the first person to colonize Mars. Some say I saved the human race because of what I did. Earth had too much contamination, so I assisted people in living on a new planet. While people are mourning about my impending passing, I am in a fog and cannot remember much of my life. As I drift away, I can only recall my life's turning point and smile. I am sitting with my father in the canteen at NASA's newest space cruiser, the Swing Glider 1200. This is the 13th flight NASA has made to Mars. And although I was only 24, I was a computer prodigy and part of the robotic division. I was logged onto my computer, recalling my successful grandfather. My grandfather was the first person to step foot on Mars. My father followed in his father's footsteps. However, many experts saw his attempts at colonization as a failure. He must have thought of himself as a failure too, because I always remember him drinking. I always remember him drinking Amontillado. I had doubted his success for many years. As I was picking at my ham, bored about my father's talk of fortune, there was a deafening explosion that came out of nowhere. My ears throbbed at the sound, and the Swing Glider violently rocked from side to side. And my body was tossed around like a bouncing ball, up and down, and then side to side. The cruiser threw injured people everywhere, and sirens and fire alarms signaled everyone to exit the canteen, but this seemed absurd because there was no way anyone could obey, and nobody was safe. I saw entire walls fall and break, and tables and chairs and people were broken in seconds, and smoke filled the air, and family relationships were split apart forever. As I watched unprotected people float off into space with no way back, and I thought everyone was going to die. It made me shudder. And every cell in my body wanted more than anything else to die. And I remembered my spacesuit was the only way to survive such a horrendous event in space. My suit was in sight. So I climbed, feeling as if I was being sucked away in the dangerous vacuum of space, and I finally reached my spacesuit compartment, and I pushed the door with all my might. zipped up my suit. And I pushed the orange emergency button. And I think to myself, should I let myself be sucked out? Will this insane strategy work accurately? Will it? And finally, I couldn't hold on any longer. And I was sucked out into the treacherous darkness. And then I went unconscious as my escape pod zoomed toward me. And here I am, my deathbed. Thank you, dear. With my black cat by my side. And no one will ever know what really happened that day in space. It was I who destroyed NASA's Swing Glider 1200. I built and detonated the bomb. Then I programmed all the computers to shut down, except for the escape pod linked to my suit. I knew I would be the only survivor. My father was a man. I was better than him, always better than him. And NASA was slow, just like him, bogged down by our silly government. And the loss of the Swing Glider 1200 turned the whole world against NASA, just as I had planned. I built a bigger and better company, earning all the fame and money and admiration I deserved. Dying as the sea.